Hey everybody, it's Crazypineapple here, and we are back with another story time before I do my big story, which will be like most of my other stories. This is a short story. This is the story of the person I hate the most on this earth, and he made me the maddest person in the world. I wanted to break his bones, every bone in his body. I've never hated anyone else in this whole world, not even the guy who shot Hombre, this much. So, what happened is I had to go. I lived up in the mountains for a while, the California mountains. I'm not going to tell you exactly where. If you know where this is, you'll know what I'm talking about. California mountains, and so there was a school. I had bad grades at the time. I had to raise my credits. They said I wanted to go to this main school in a town near a college. I was a sophomore in high school. I had my plans, and they fucked it up, and they sent me to this shitty, we'll call it Backwoods Pines. It's like the reverse of its name, but we'll call it Backwoods Pines. And Backwoods Pines was the crappiest school possible. The teachers were all alcoholics. The science teacher thought he was Jesus. No joke. And they literally showed up to my house. They would come to my house if I didn't go to school. They would drive out in the middle of the butt fuck of nowhere on back roads. And I lived way the hell out there. I didn't even have internet back then. I lived way the hell out there. And they would drive on these back roads and come to my house and try to demand we let them in. No joke. Alcoholics, idiots. The one lady teacher there was just, I don't even know how she got her teacher's license. She was a flat out idiot. Didn't know what she was doing. The two guy teachers there were alcoholics, raging alcoholics. You would see that they even kept flasks in their damn cars. That's how bad they were. And so the story is, I started off at this school, and at first everyone was cool. Nobody really talked to me. I didn't talk to anybody. I hated them all anyways. I regretted going to that school. I regretted the people there. I wanted to have a normal education and not be with hicks, and I wound up with idiots. And let's start off. The first chick, I did not like her at all. Fat, annoying, ugly as hell, privileged girl. She would cut herself because stupid reasons. She would only cut herself, take pictures, and then put it on Facebook and Instagram and say, oh, poor me. Nothing was wrong with her life. Her dad was a rich French prick, and her mom was a hillbilly inbred. And you can see how they made an idiot of a daughter. She pissed me off. She would insult me. She literally came up to my father's face when he went to school one time with me, and this was years ago, but got in my father's face and said that he was an idiot because of something that happened. And that is a grown man. That is a grown man she got in his face, and the teachers did nothing about it. They were irresponsible alcoholics. They didn't care. Just this girl thought everything was her business. She made it her business to get into mine. She would insult me. She would sit there and call me names. And I just called her a piece of shit, and she should keep cutting herself and drink bleach. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't say that. I told her that she was a fucking privileged little bitch, and she needs to get off her high horse. And she said, well, it's people like you that make me want to cut myself. And I'm like, don't cut yourself over me. And she would be like, well, you're trying to insult me. I'm like, well, what do you think you do to everyone else here? It was a long story. I hated her. And then there was the guy I hated the most. I could stand most of the people there, except this guy. If you didn't listen to this guy, he hated you. With a passion. Big, 6'5", wannabe hick cowboy, drank booze all the time, drove in a big truck, thought the world was his. He could do whatever the fuck he wanted. Ugly as all balls. And he was a big motherfucker. And so he thought if you didn't listen to him, then he didn't want you in the school. And this other kid and he was also pretty racist. I have to admit. He was pretty racist because the only other people there were either white people or Indian people or me, who is a mixed breed of like everything. I'm a mutt. And then there was this black kid who was there all the time. And he hated the black kid because the black kid wouldn't sit down and listen to him. And he hated me because I wouldn't sit down and listen to him. So he made it his job in that school to try to pick fights with the two of us. And he even got the black kid kicked out of the school because the black kid was sick of him calling him racist slurs. We'll call him T. T was sick of him calling him slurs. Me being Pineapple, I was sick of him calling me a yellow fruit. I'm just playing. I was sick of him calling me, names because I didn't listen to him. He'd make fun of me for wearing work boots. He wore cowboy boots. He even wore the gayest outfit ever, cowboy boots and shorts. I wanted to throw up that day. It was ridiculous. He hated me and T, Pineapple and T. He hated us so much. Wasn't even funny how much he hated us. He called T the N-word, and then T socked him right in the jaw. They got into a big fight. T got kicked out of the school. He stayed because the teachers were rich alcoholics. And so I stayed in the school, and he made it his personal mission to try to get me kicked out of the school. And so one day he was insulting me in class with the idiot teacher class with the girl. And he was insulting me. And I stood up in the class and I said, "Look, you stupid hick, shut up, I'm trying to do my work." And he responded insulting me. I don't remember exactly what he said. This was a couple, like 2 years ago, a year ago. And, well, no, it was more than that. But and he comes over, "You stupid pineapple motherfucker." Like, no, I'm just kidding. He didn't say pineapple. But he insulted me. And the teacher looks at me and says, "How could you do that, Pineapple?" And I was like, "What? Why? I didn't do anything. He was insulting me. No, get out of the class." And she threw me out of the class and put me in a different class. And it kind of ended there. Like, he left me alone more because I stood up to him. But then one time, all the teachers were gone. And it was the stuck-up, annoying girl and him in the same room. And they kind of cornered me. Because he started insulting me, calling me names, calling me, like, dog shit, you piece of crap, Pineapple, you yellow-ass motherfucker. Like, he was just insulting the crap out of me. And I sat there and turned around and said, "Look, I'm sick of your crap." I got in his face. Now I'm 6'2", he was 6'5", he was a little bigger than me, he was a little buffer than me. I still got in his face and I said, "Look, you piece of crap, I'm sick of you insulting me." And then the girl, the stuck-up, fat, ugly girl, was like, "You can't talk to him like that. You can't talk to him. He'll beat you." And I'm like, "I'll beat you." No, I didn't mean that. No, and I turned around and told her, I said, "You shut up. You don't have any business in this." He got butthurt about that, started yelling at me a little bit. I got in his face, was yelling at him. He kind of stormed off because I called him a stupid hick. And he never messed with me again. Like, he could have, like, squished me like a bug. And I'm not scared to get into a fight, but he honestly could have kicked my ass. And I was so glad he stormed off. And he insulted me more. I beat him at badminton, which was hilarious. Because he was making jokes, because I beat him at badminton so bad. We had badminton for a class. No, I know, badminton for a class. That is how hick this town was. But badminton for a class. And little secret, I played the shit out of badminton in middle school. Loved it, don't know why, hated tennis. Played the crap out of badminton in school. Beat his ass at it. And then he started saying I was on steroids, which I thought was hilarious. Roid rage. That, whatever. But yeah, and it ended with me leaving that school and him doing a drive-by insult before I left. So if you guys are still here, please leave a like and comment if you've ever been bullied before. Because it sucks, and I hated this dude with a passion. But yeah, if you made it to the end of this video, leave a comment if you've ever been bullied before. And thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video.